Picture this. You're sitting on the couch with the 1952 Japanese film Ikiru in the background. You've got a 4mm crochet hook and a fresh ball of 50% mohair, 25% cotton, 25% polyester, fire truck red yarn. Slowly but surely, stitch by stitch, you're making progress. Increasing the stitch count, then decreasing, then increasing, until eventually you have a necktie. Well, that was me for the last few weekends. Rather than going to a party or hanging out with friends, I was hand-making this tie for my TED Talk outfit. Oh, and I almost forgot. I also made these matching socks. Okay, so you're thinking, some loser just got up here and told me about his weekend activities and how he made socks. Who on earth let him give a TED Talk? Well, that's precisely what I'm here to talk about. Me being a loser. But I don't need your pity. I'm proud to be a loser. And by the end of this talk, you might think a bit differently about the topic of losers, and might go so far as to even consider how you too can become a loser. 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 Say it with me, guys. Loser. 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 Who do you envision when you hear this word? Is it Kai from across the street? Or is it Hannah at the back of the classroom? What connotations do you associate with them, knowing that they are a loser? A variety of negative connotations probably come to mind. While the term loser was originally used as a derogatory term towards people outside of the conventional social structure, it is now simply used as an umbrella derogatory term. But if we go back, research shows that the street definition of a loser is someone who doesn't fit in and keeps to themselves. Effectively, they lose the social game. Now, if that makes someone a loser, then I'm a loser for life. But I'm not alone. Take Shakespeare, for example. He said in his play, Hamlet, "This above all, to thine own self be true." And he lived by that. Through his work, he was able to demonstrate his ideas of the importance of self-reflection and staying true to yourself. He worked on his own and developed his ideas. With this focus, he was able to deviate from the norm, creating new words, creating new tropes, trying out risque plot lines. And boy, did it pay off. Now, 406 years after his death, his work is enjoyed everywhere, with entire shows being devoted to him. Think how differently his life would have gone if he focused on winning beer pong rather than writing Romeo and Juliet. What about former President Barack Obama? He has come out saying that he is most productive in solitude, and that he likes to leave dinner every night to go to his office and focus on his interests and skills. With this, not only was he able to become the first African-American president of the United States, he's also a Nobel Prize winner and a 7-time best-selling author. Take Lady Gaga. She herself said that she felt like a freak in high school and didn't relate to any of her classmates. She took time to herself and developed her songwriting and performing abilities. Now she has won 13 Grammys. I could go on, but I think we're seeing the pattern here. As students, we've all been told countless times that if we focus on our studies rather than social status, we'll be more successful. But that's not quite what I'm getting at. See, being smart and getting good grades doesn't make you a loser. But spending your Saturday evening at home sewing pants, as I have been known to do, probably does. But that's just one example. Losers, like anything else, come in all shapes and sizes. The depiction of losers in media, however, does not properly represent this. In my opinion, the archetype of a loser on the silver screen has become warped and twisted into an exact look, an exact sound, and an exact personality. Let's consider ScoobyDoo. Shaggy is definitely seen as a loser. I mean, his best friend is a dog. All the rest of his group are either popular or geniuses, and his skills are therefore often overlooked. While the rest of the group has their minds on the task at hand, all Shaggy seems to care about is food or eating competitions. When his skills are used, they're often an afterthought, but end up solving the whole mystery. But the list of losers doesn't stop there. In Austin and Ally, there's Des. In Jesse, there's Ravi. In The Simpsons, there's Milhouse. In SpongeBob, there's Patrick. I'm sure you could think of many more, but we see the pattern. The sentiment depicted in these shows is that nobody really wants to be a loser. They want to be the main character who is liked by everyone. But I would argue, in real life, the loser represents the greatest untapped potential. The great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche lived his whole life by one idea: to become who he really was. It was his entire life's mission. He believed that the only way to achieve this was to deviate from the norm and break society's expectations. He said everyone had the ability to be great. It was just a matter of if they had the courage to pull apart from society and focus on themselves. As Nietzsche said, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you'll be lonely often, and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. During the pandemic, when people were forced to stay at home and could no longer spend time with friends or family, the loser lifestyle slowly took over. With all this free time and no societal expectations, people could slowly explore the hobbies they always wanted to. For example, retailers in the UK reported a 90% increase in the sale of knitting needles and wool yarn. This global pandemic slowly brought out the loser in everyone. However, with the world going back to normal, the social game has once again reared its ugly head. This pressure has long plagued people and pop stars alike. Grammy Award-winning recording artist SZA sings in the chorus of her song Special, "I used to be special, but you made me hate me. Regret that I changed me. I hate that you made me just like you, just like you." What made her unique was that specialness she so longs for that often deprived her of social opportunities. She changed who she was in order to be loved and accepted by others, but in the end, regrets that she even changed herself in the first place. But I urge you to resist that temptation to conform. It is imperative that we do not change who we are for others or for their perception of us. It is simply not sustainable to try to force everyone into a mold. We must allow people to embrace the loser within. I mean, if I wasn't living the loser lifestyle, then I wouldn't be up here today in this terrific tie with these meticulously made matching socks. But your inner loser might not want to make socks, and that's great. I may even envy you. You simply need to follow what you are drawn to and explore your own instincts. Think of a hobby you tend to push to the side or even hide from friends and family. If you spend time nurturing and improving that hobby, you will reach your full potential. We are currently burying our passions and personalities under the huge weight of social pressures. If we take time to ourselves and develop something that we're actually interested in, we can push past this pressure and build our way up to our highest potential in life. The easiest way to remember this is to reframe your idea of what a loser is and who you associate it with. The next time you see Hannah at the back of the classroom, realize she could be the next Lady Gaga, winning 13 Grammys. The next time you see Kai across the street, realize he could be the next Shakespeare with numerous literary classics. Now that you know what a loser is, be a loser. Work on your own betterment. Discover or improve your talents and skills. Stop listening to the social eye and start listening to your inner loser. Now, that's a lot easier said than done. So here's the first step. The next time someone asks you to go out, consider staying in. Try making a meringue. Watch a history documentary. Make a matching crochet tie and sock combo. Whatever your inner loser desires. As a true Gleek, I just have to quote Glee and say, "You want to be a loser like me." Thank you.